Hi folks, and welcome to the 12th video in my Getting Started series for the game B-17 Flying Fortress The Mighty Eighth. Now in this video we're going to go through Quickstart Mission number 3, and that's called Where Are the Little Friends? And this is very similar to Quickstart Mission number 2 in that this mission is primarily aimed at you getting to practice your gunnery skills by occupying the gun stations around the B-17 to defend your B-17 squadron against enemy fighter attacks. But the main difference between Quickstart Mission number 3 and Quickstart Mission number 2 is that in Quickstart Mission number 3 you don't have any allied fighter support, so you don't have any little friends with you, hence the name Where Are the Little Friends? And if you remember in Quickstart Mission number 2 you had a squadron of 3 allied fighters supporting you. So anyway, so let's get cracking, let's go through and have a look at the mission itself. So we click on the new game panel in the top left and the continue switch in the lower right. Then we'll click on the Choose a Quick Start Mission panel in the top right, and then the Continue switch in the lower right. And here we go, Quick Start Mission number 3, Where Are the Little Friends? And it says here, as the war progressed, the Little Friends cut a path through the Luftwaffe into German airspace for the bomber formations. Losses dropped sharply as the German fighters turned from the hunters to the hunted in their own airspace. From time to time, however, bad weather or navigational errors led to the fighters and bombers not rendezvousing as planned. In this situation, exactly this has happened, and now the bomber formation must rely on its own guns to drive off the German fighters. So let's go and start the mission. So we'll click on the Play Selected Mission switch in the lower right. So before we do anything else, I just want to pause the game there just because I want to go to the navigator station so can we look over the map and so that I can describe the scenario that you're being thrown into here. And this is in a similar way to how I started off the prior video tutorial that covered Quick Start Mission number 2. But before we go there, I'm going to get rid of the overlay that's in the top of the screen, the top left of the screen, because we actually don't need that information if we're just going to be occupying the gun stations and firing the guns. So to do that, I'm going to hold down the Control key and tap H, and then we'll press 1 at the top of the keyboard to go to the navigator station, and then I to go to the map/instrument view. Now the first thing to note here is that your B-17 squadron is approaching the initial point to a bombing run. Whereas if you remember from the last video tutorial that covered Quick Start Mission number 2, that had you starting after the bombing run in that scenario. So a useful aspect and a useful side feature of this particular Quick Start mission is that you can actually take over the bombardier's role here and practice bombing on a real target in the game. And this is over the Yon River Rail Bridge. Now an incredibly useful feature of Quick Start Mission number 3, in actual fact, all of the training missions and the other Quick Start missions, is that you can customize them by editing the Rivers and Roads database file. Now I'm not going to cover that in this video tutorial. I'm actually going to dedicate a separate video tutorial in the very near future to show you how to do that. But certainly with Quick Start Mission number 3, one of the incredibly useful things that it allows you to do is it allows you to select any one of the actual targets in the game to be incorporated into Quick Start Mission number 3. And that means that you can customize this mission such that you can use it to practice bombing on any one of the targets in the game. So that's an incredibly useful feature. However, I'm not going to go into that aspect because I've covered bombing in other video tutorials, and there will be bombing aspects covered in later video tutorials. What I want to focus on here is the primary purpose of the Quick Start Mission number 3, and that is to practice your gunnery skills by occupying the gun stations and defending the B-17 squadron against the enemy fighter attacks. Another key thing to note here is that your B-17 squadron starts off this scenario right on the edge of this thick blue line here. Now this thick blue line, if you remember, represents the range of the enemy fighters, and that is the range from the airfield that is the center point of the curve of the thick blue line here. Now, if you remember from the prior video tutorial that covered Quick Start Mission number 2, we saw, for instance, that the Messerschmitt 262s, the jet-propelled enemy fighters, had a much larger range than indicated by the thick blue line. And I guess that could be a similar thing with maybe the Focke-Wulf 190s as well. in that they may have a slightly different range to the BF-109s that are modeled in the game. So I think it's fairly important to take this blue line as being only a rough indicator of where the enemy aircraft's range may be, and that as you're approaching this area or this thick blue line, that you may or may not be subjected to enemy fighter engagements depending on the specifics of those enemy fighters. So in this scenario, I do know for a fact though that it does start off with BF-109s and that you are attacked more or less immediately. So certainly the BF-109s can range up to this extent, and this scenario not quite nicely throws you into some enemy fighter engagements almost from the get-go. The other thing to note in this scenario is that it is a step up in difficulty relative to Quickstart Mission number 2. In the Quickstart Mission number 2, if you remember, you were subjected to 2 squadrons of BF-109s initially, followed by 2 squadrons of Focke-Wulf 190s, and then when they had gone, you were then subjected to 2 squadrons of Messerschmitt 262s. Now in this Quickstart mission, it's actually very similar to that in that you run through the same 3 enemy fighter types. You start off with BF-109s, it's followed by Focke-Wulf 190s, and then finally you are subjected to Messerschmitt 262s again. But this time you are subjected to 3 squadrons of each type, but each squadron only has 2 aircraft. Now this compares to Quickstart Mission number 2, which had 2 squadrons, each with 4 fighters. So in Quickstart Mission number 2, there were 8 fighters in each wave, while in Quickstart Mission number 3, there were only 6 fighters in each wave. Now I mentioned earlier about customizing missions by editing the Rivers and Roads database. Well, the same methodology can be used to adjust the number of squadrons in these Quick Start missions, as well as the number of fighters per squadron in these Quick Start missions. So they are highly tailorable to make them either as easy or as intense as meets your needs. And this type of flexibility is fantastic for being able to practice and hone your skills within the game. But again, I'll leave how to create these custom missions to a video tutorial that I'll feature later on in this Getting Started series. So let's just have a quick look around the map before we actually dive into the mission itself. So I'm going to use the number keypad commands here. So I'm going to press 0 to rotate the map clockwise. I'm going to press minus on the number keypad to zoom out. And then I'm just going to kind of center the map using the right mouse button and the mouse to move that into a position there. So this is really just to give you a rough overview. So you can see that we're starting off at the beginning of the bomb run here, and we very quickly come into the depths of the fighter coverage area, and we can see that the vast majority of this run is actually within fighter coverage. So this is a pretty intense mission, particularly as there are no little friends to help you out. So let's get on with the mission. Let's head off to the tail gunner's position by pressing 0 at the top of the keyboard, and we'll wait there for the first wave of fighters to come in for the attack. Okay, we'll press A for the action view, and then we'll unpause the game there. Okay, so it's just a case of waiting now to see where the first wave is going to come from. I'm going to press M to go into manual mode, just so I'm ready. And really, we just got to wait for the first call outs. There you go, 10 o'clock. So they're coming from the front left. So we'll try 8. And the wave's going a little bit too late there, so 0 manual. Stay on the tail. And we'll try and get some hits on these ones here. Oh, a bit jerky and bit jerky again. Oh, got some good hits on him. So again, as you'll see, I actually struggle with this. So 4 o'clock, so we'll go to 9. What we're going to do is we're going to actually try and track where they're going. So we got to call out that they've moved to 4 o'clock, and we can see they're kind of doing the classic thing. They'll often come in either from a side rear attack or a full-on rear attack. So either 4, 5, or 6 o'clock. Oh, here we go, 4 o'clock low. So I need to go to 0 because it's coming in really quite far towards the back. And failing miserably there. I was up too high with my target there. Now we can't use the chin turret gunner because the bombardier who would normally operate that is currently operating the northern bomb sight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the compartment view. We're going to go to the radio operator station. I'm going to tell the radio operator to go and occupy the cheek gun so that we have all gun stations occupied. So go back to 0 to the tail gunner, A for action view, M for manual. Okay, 6 o'clock low. Let's see if we can see somebody. Something's going on. Well, I struggle so much. And actually, I've made all these recommendations in my videos for the HOTAS X joysticks. I'm actually really coming to the conclusion, I think, that a lot of my problem with firing the guns is the dead zone on these joysticks. And I think it's causing me more problems. Now, I'm sure some people use these and they have no problems at all, because I do think there's actually quite a lot of variability in the response of these joysticks from the factory. So 9 o'clock, so it's station 8 and M. I left it way too long because I was thinking about what I was talking about there. So 0 and M. Let's try and get some hits on this one. No, it's not going to come into my range. It was just too far over to the right there. Yeah, so I'm actually beginning to doubt my recommendation for this joystick, and I do apologise. But I think if you're lucky, and I'm sure the majority are actually fine, but certainly the dead zone on mine is actually, I think, causing me more problems than it might cause others. Let's see if I can do something here. Oh, moving over too quickly. Oh, okay, got some hits on him. Oh, I think excellent. I think we actually disabled that fighter and he's on his way down now. Let's have a quick look in the ball turret. I don't think we'll be able to see. Yeah, there's a trail heading off down there through the clouds. Again, I'll just comment on how ridiculous the grime and mist, the effect on these, certainly on the ball turret, is absolutely atrocious. You can barely see a thing through that. It's awful. Anyway, 0 and M. But again, as I said in the prior tutorial video, I will show you how to install the clear glass mods so that you can at least improve the visibility, certainly to what I think would have been far more realistic. Wayward Design, I think, went completely overboard with making these windows and clear sights way too grubby. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Oh, just over to the side, but yeah, I got a few hits on, I think, on his wings. I probably didn't do a great deal of damage there. And he collided with that B-17. I'll say again, I'll reiterate, I am playing this with the realism options in terms of collision being set to ground only. So aircraft to aircraft collisions are causing no damage at the moment, hence the reason they bounced off of each other like that. I thought that was a B-17 trailing behind us there, but it looks like a fighter trailing a large amount of smoke. Yep, it's going down. I don't think he really should have come in for another attack run. I suspect the 6 o'clock low. Oh, 5 o'clock high. So what have we got? 5 o'clock high. 4 o'clock high. Probably coming in now. Yes, there we go. Oh, can we get it? Oh, he's coming. He's trailing off quickly. I think I wasn't leading him quite far enough ahead, so I think my tracer bullets were certainly trailing well behind that fighter there. I would just comment, I tend to stay in the tail. I move around into the other stations occasionally, but I find the tail has got the greatest all-round visibility, obviously apart from the front. You get a lot of attacks coming in from these directions. I also find it the easiest to actually get hits on the fighters, although the evidence of the hits I'm achieving so far don't really stack that up, but take it from me that this is about the best position for me when I'm not very good at firing, well, certainly aiming and firing the guns. The other stations I find a lot more difficult. But again, they maybe really should be the ones I focus on. That's too far over. Can't get to him. So we'll come down to here. Back to the tail again. Oh, and it's heading up. Try to get a lead on him there, but I think again I just was moving not quite quickly enough. No, it's too far over to the left. I think let's go over to the right hand waist gunner. See what we can do here. No, he's I think he's out of range. I'm not going to waste ammunition because we've got so many fighters. We've got, this is the first wave. These are just the BF-109s. We've got another 2 waves to come in now, so I really don't want to waste ammunition if I can avoid it. That is. So just to check ammunition here. Let's have a look, see what we've got. 889 rounds, so it's not a great deal. 0 action and M for manual. There you go, ball turret that will be. Oh, sweet! Oh, wow, that's a bit of a... Where is all that smoke coming from? Oh, I've got to have a look at this from the exterior view. That is fantastic. Goodness. That's what I love about this game. The modelling of explosions is fantastic. Okay, 0 manual. It's down, it's down, it's down. Come on, there's 2 of them there. I should be able to just keep going on that one. Oh! Here's another one. Oh, it's peeling off, and I don't want to hit the B-17. Certainly with my jerky movements, I didn't want to keep firing there just in case I hit the B-17 that's damaged and trailing behind us there. So 9, so 4 o'clock, that's number 9. Oh, too late, 0 and M. Oh, I think I was doing a bit better there. Definitely a little bit better there. Yes, I am considering, you know, maybe upgrading my joystick. Getting back to that conversation about the joystick, having digressed away for some time. Yeah, I think I might try upgrading it at some point, but my budget's tight at the moment, so I'm going to have to be very wary about what I put my money towards. So I'm going to stick with this for some time to come, but I definitely would love to have a chance to at least experiment with some other joysticks to see what I'm missing. Goodness, I think we've already been through, I actually didn't quite realise, we've actually been through the BF-109s and the Focke-Wulf 190s. We are now onto the 262s. I certainly will, when I do the custom mission video, I will do some snippets of a tailored version of this Quickstart Mission number 3, where I really up the number of squadrons and the number of fighters, just to show how crazily intense you can make these missions if you wanted to do so. And they can make for some real fun. Oh, jerky. Okay, so trailing way too far behind. Oh. Okay, got some hits on that one, but that was more by luck than judgment, because I was flipping around the between the waist and the tail gun stations a bit too much there. What we need to do is try and keep track of where they are. So this one's playing with me. Is he going to come into range? Yes, he is. Oh, down. Oh, got some more hits on him. That was good. So whereabouts are they? Oh, coming in from the left. On my left, anyway. Oh, I don't think I got any on that one. Okay, so they're kind of playing with in between the tail position and the left waist gunner. Let's go and have a look at the left waist gunner. So that is number 8, manual. Oh, 5 o'clock, so let's head back to the tail and manual. See if we can... Blast. Wasn't really coming in from 5 o'clock, was he? How are we doing for ammunition? Let's just quickly check. We've got plenty here. But the thing is, as we saw earlier, it said I'm out of ammo, and an I'm out of ammo message came up. Yet again, the ball turret has run out. That was the ball turret ammo boxes there. So that's the tail gunner's ammo boxes, which we've still got plenty in. 10 o'clock, so they're coming from the front. The bomb runs over. A bit too late. So certainly with these 262s, they are fast. Pull back on the joystick too much there. Some explosion going on. Oh, yeah. Somebody else managed to get that 262. Very nice. But there is one other one coming in here from the left again. What's he doing? He's certainly keeping his distance here. And it's blipped out and vanished. Not sure if it's going home or it's just ducked beneath the cloud cover. We can check just to see what's going on in terms of the squadron. So we've still got all 3 squadrons that are kind of engaged. That doesn't necessarily mean they're attacking us at the moment, but it certainly means that they are still kind of engaged. So they may actually be returning to base, or they may just be moving around for another attack run. And certainly, because even though there are 3 squadron icons shown there, you know, they've lost fighters obviously within some of those squadrons. They may actually be down to 1 fighter in each squadron. You just don't know. And certainly within the Quickstart mission, clicking on the enemy fighter icons, you can't actually jump into the seats of the enemy fighters in this Quickstart mission as you can do in the real game, or certainly in the real missions in the game. So it looked like one was coming up to the front, so this is the chin turret. Kind of fell miserably here, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I don't think I got any hits on that there. Way too slow to respond. Sorry. Oh, there's another one. That I failed to respond quickly enough to. So let's just try and track these 2 and see what they're up to. So that's the lowest I can go with this gun. I think they're ducking beneath the cloud cover. And they may well be going forward again for another attack run from the front of the squadron, but we'll have to see how many more are still engaged. I'll press F2 to go to the exterior view. Okay, so we've still got the 3 squadrons. Yeah, they're coming from the front again. So I think I just missed them. So 0 manual, yes. So certainly with the 262s, I think you're better off not trying to jump between the stations simply based on the callouts. I think sometimes with these, because they're so fast, you may be better off just kind of hugging a couple of the stations and focusing on those. So 2 inbound. So again, that's coming from the front, and hopefully we may be able to see them come flying through into our rear sight area. Again, from the front. No. I don't know where they went. Just check the top. Oh, 12 low. So as it's low, there's no point going to the ball turret because it's out of ammo. There were some wasted shots there. So where's this pesky one off to? Six low coming in. I'll believe it when I see it. Oh yeah, yeah, here we go. Oh, well, I tried to get over to the right hand side. It was going up, but I failed. But I certainly got some good hits on that as it was coming in. You can see some shots. Ah, Okay. There's another one. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, and I couldn't get over any further over to the left there, so he kind of just went out of my firing range. I think that one is... that definitely looks out of control. I think that's what that call out's about. The one goes that seems to be plummeting. Oh no, no, there is another one. And he's completely outside of my range of the guns. I just couldn't move my sights down any further. It's a shame because there's so many low attacks. It would be great to be able to use the ball turret in these. They're really not coming in high. Ah, well, there we go. That's they've obviously all now disengaged or been destroyed. So let's have a look in the debriefing and see what it says. Okay, you have managed to bring some of your command home safely despite the desperate odds against you. Those who are lost today will be sorely missed, but replacement crews and bombers are already on their way to England from depots and training centres. The losses borne by the Luftwaffe today, however, will be much harder to replace. Okay, so again, I apologise for my atrocious gunnery skills there, but I certainly hope this video has been useful for you. We'll just leave it there. I'd like to thank you once more for watching. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up below. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and please look out for my subsequent videos, which will be coming up hopefully in the very near future. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care and bye-bye.